Used to be dead down. House like jet now. We don't play radio. Don't master flicks now.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy CrayG, and welcome back to another Need for Speed Heat video. This car right here, man, this Mazda Miata is my new favorite car to race with, and I'm gonna tell you guys why, man. Firstly, I want to give just another shout out to the homie Perps October, man. He has an original video of the Miata on his channel. I'll leave his link in the description again. He kind of inspired me to make my own version of the Miata build just to really see how fast it was, you know, with me racing it. And man, I'm telling you, bro, this little thing surprised me. You guys do know I do have a rotary Miata drift build, and this was the car that I actually had my drift build with, but I decided to change it and make it into a race build just to kind of see what it was made of, man. And I tell you, bro, this thing is a rocket, bro. Before we get into this video, man, make sure you guys hit that like button and drop a sub if you've been enjoying the content on the channel. We just hit 20k subscribers, man. That's a crazy huge milestone, man, and I believe we're on the way to 25 right now, man. You know what I mean? 50k before the end of the year, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it going, man. I appreciate you guys. Let's get into the video. Okay, so for my Mazda Miata, well, MX-5, you know, my stats, I have 5.6 power, 10 high speed, 10 acceleration, and 10 nitrous. The engine I do have in this car is a 3-liter flat 6, which is, I believe, a Porsche Boxer engine. So it's that 3-liter flat 6. It has 749 horsepower, 2.10 seconds 0 to 60. My max torque is 712 pound-foot, and my top speed is 233 miles per hour. I have the, you know, mandatory Ultimate Plus parts here, Ultimate Plus crankshaft, ECU, cooling, and exhaust. But instead of a turbo this time around, I actually went with the screw supercharger. It gave me the kind of the best stats. And it got me up to that 10 on high speed and 10 on acceleration now, and it did give me like the most power out of the turbochargers and stuff. So as you guys can see, if I go through this regular turbocharger, I do have a little bit more horsepower, but I lose 0 to 60 and I lose a lot of torque. And the dual turbocharger, like I said, I do get a little bit more horsepower, but it doesn't really make a difference because I still lose power on this regular graph here, and I still lose torque. So the screw supercharger, honestly, you can do the screw or the roots, it doesn't really matter, but I wanted to mess with the one that didn't kind of ruin my stats at all. This was the supercharger that actually worked the best with this setup, because as you can see, everything else, you know, I'm losing something. I may gain a little bit, but I'm losing something. So I wanted to go with the one where I'm not losing anything, but just gaining everything. So that's why I went with the screw supercharger. And also the screw supercharger gives you an instant boost at low speed, but it lacks the high-end boost of a turbo or centrifugal supercharger, which is okay. You know, we got enough power to keep us going at high speeds. And once we get up there, we can kind of hold our speed, you know. I got track suspension, of course, because this is a race build. I went with elite brakes. This car is rear wheel drive, so it doesn't really have too much issue getting around corners when braking. So that's why I went with elite brakes to help me out, so I don't, you know, go off the side of the road or drift out to the side of the road too much. You know, I still want to keep a steady line going through the corners. I went with race tires instead of track tires because sometimes, you know, track tires are just really grippy. In my opinion, track tires are really grippy, so I've been going with race tires a lot more for a lot of my race builds. You know, track tires, they don't really make a difference, but like I said, I feel more nimble and I feel more smooth with race tires, and they don't mess up my stats in any way. They don't take away from my acceleration or any of that, but I do have a little bit less grip, which is, you know, better, and they're better for cornering faster rather than track tires. Elite clutch, of course, I went with the 6-speed gearbox. I could go with a 7-speed, but you know, it will mess up a 7-speed or 8-speed. This 8-speed will mess up my 0 to 60. The 7-speed doesn't really do anything. I just like the way the 6-speed is now. And then I got track differential as well. My auxiliary, I have elite repair kits, and I have elite damage reduction. I haven't taken this car into the nighttime yet. I would imagine I would just get fucked up by any cop because this car is so small. So I haven't taken it into the nighttime yet, but I'm pretty sure I will sooner or later. Going to my customization, man, as you guys can see, I left the front bumper. It looks stock, but it's actually Speed Hunter's front bumper with the blacked out little headlights on the bumper. And then I put a little splitter on there just because I like the way the splitter looks coming out of the bumper right there. I don't know like what to really call that, because like I said, I'm not like a super car guy. I know enough, but I don't really know everything. But that just looks good in my opinion. I like the way that looks. I left the stock headlights as well. As you guys can see, I like the flip up lights, you know, the classic. I don't think you can really change the flip up lights. You shouldn't really. I don't know how to pronounce this, but these front fenders look cool to me, and then the rear fenders, I like those as well. Those rear fenders are actually part of the same body kit as the front fenders. Like I said, I don't know how to pronounce that, so just kind of went with that. I've always liked the side skirts with the little carbon lip on there, so I went with those. I kept the stock side mirrors. I did black out the mirrors, and I also blacked out the top roof. I had the hard top on there, not the soft top. Instead of a spoiler, I just went with a trunk lid. I think that looks the best. Blacked out the tail lights, put a carbon diffuser on there, and I actually kept the stock rear bumper with a custom exhaust tip. And also this is also a carbon tip on my exhaust. For my rims, I went with the blacked out classic BBSs. Before, I had those gold BBSs, the gold classic BBSs on there with like the silver lip, but I actually blacked them all the way out because I think that looks really good. And as you guys can see, man, I went with a pink paint. You know, I just honestly, I've been trying to change it up and switch it up with the colors, and I think this color scheme looks good, man. The pink and black, it actually looks really good in my opinion, especially because I got the carbon hood on there and I blacked out the roof, you know, because it's not too much pink, but it's just enough. It's cool, you know. I mean, I fuck with pink, you know what I mean? So I think it looks good, man. For my stance, I did go with a good amount of camber. I lowered it down, and then it has a good amount of camber. It still has my drift camber on there, which I actually might change and throw more camber in the rear. So that looks a little bit better right there. Going over to my exhaust. Like I said, guys, this is that 3-liter flat 6. I like to keep my tone around these couple notches right here because it always sounds the best. It gives like a deeper sound for me. And you know, I like that raw overrun flame spitter, you know what I mean? And zero pipe resonance, because I'm gonna show you guys why I don't like pipe resonance. So if we go all the way to metallic, listen to how it sounds. And if I go to none, I don't know if you guys can really hear the difference, but it just makes it more echoey and just sounds like, it's just, I don't like it. But if you're outside and you actually drive past someone, or someone drives past you that has a lot of pipe resonance, you can tell, and it just sounds like drowned out. I really don't like the sound at all. But that's pretty much the build, man. Like I said, I'm gonna give a shout out to my homie Perps October, man. Like I said, he's really the inspiration behind me trying this out. I really appreciate you guys, man. This thing is super fast, I'm telling you right now. So we're gonna go into some race gameplay that I had on stream with a couple subscribers, man. I appreciate you guys watching the video, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Deuces.
Control out my head,
Oh man, oh yeah, my cat be doing that. Like if I got my phone in my hand, and I'm laying down with my phone in my hand, she'll come up and just like knock my phone out of my hand.
You get on my nerves.
You said what? Intensive? Pretend watch from a distance now. Damn, imagine a pink Miata pulling on your Ferrari that you just spent a couple $100 bands on. Oh, ain't that crazy? God. Imagine using nitrous and still getting passed up in a Ferrari 488 GTB by a pink Mazda Miata. Imagine that.
That thing is ass.
It is, because Cray over here is bouncing everywhere.
You better not hit me either, Ferrari. You better not do it.
Oh, I'm done. I slowed down everything.
Oh, I'm gone. I hit that turn too nice.
You have that flat 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't even bring up my arms, so I ain't no need to, man. That shit crazy. They being first, second, damn place almost every goddamn game. Something different. Fuck that. That car got too much speed and handling on that bitch, especially if you up to sensitivity on that bitch. Man,
yeah.
Man, that motherfucker move.
Pink Miata, Hulk. Mazda Miata.
I just been using everything else but the RSR.
It's actually fun, man. It brings some more fun into the game instead of just using an RSR every time. Because you already know the outcome.
That nigga said, I lost all respect for you, nigga.
Right.
You gonna hit me?
I lost all respect for you after you been hitting niggas all night. Come on, bro.
You gonna fucking hit me? That nigga left the party, he left the chat, left the YouTube, left the game. That boy finna go crying. Cool, man. me.
That was a bad time for me too, nigga. I was hitting that damn. What the? Okay, all right. Oh, my bad, Psycho. My bad, Psycho. Oh, shit. Come on, Nitrous, come back, Nitrous, come back. Yeah, he just spamming all his Nitrous to get out. Wow. My Nitrous is gone. Fuck. Yeah, I think Psycho got this one in the bag. God damn it.
Damn, I was catching y'all.
If only I had my Nitrous, man, I would have pulled on that nigga and passed him. Fuck, I was pulling too.